Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to continue working on part 9 of this house build. Let's get started. So before I send it to Twinmotion, what I want to do is I want to delete all the furniture that I use for this. It's because I want to use blocks that I imported from Twinmotion or some Twinmotion stuff. So you could do this, or you could use Twinmotion components. But for me, I'm just gonna delete it, as I'm not gonna show any of this inside anyway. So I'm just deleting the beds, and make sure you don't delete anything else. You can also leave it like that, but for me, I like the blocks from SketchUp and Twinmotion. So usually that's what I use. So it really depends on you if you want to. So now that everything is deleted, you will need to go back to 3D, and then after that, if you have the Twinmotion plugin, just simply click this, or if you don't, you will need to export this and then save it as a FBX file. So I'm gonna click this now, and you have to wait for Twinmotion to open. Usually it will link this, and then I'm gonna click new project and then OK, and then look for your model and use WASD, and here you can change the speed from 1 to 4. So depending on how fast that you want, you can click number 2 for now. I think that's the perfect speed. And then if it's far away, make sure to use 4. And then now, as you can see, we have this. And first things first, what I'm gonna do is, usually I set the weather, or sometimes I set the location, and then I usually change the sun location, or this north offset, and then I change the months. So I like July, and then we can move this to North America. So I'm from Toronto, so I usually put it in Toronto. So around here is Toronto. I might use August instead. And depending on the location of the sun, and then time of day, I want to change it something like this. We can set it like that for now, and then let's change it after we change all the materials. So as you can see, we have different materials right here. What I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna go over here and use Twinmotion materials first. I want to set this material as wood. So let's look for wood. So I'm setting this maple, and I want to make it darker a little bit, so I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna scale it up a little bit as well. I'm gonna leave this as white, and then here I believe I changed this color, so we could change this to something different as well. This one is also wood. I kind of like the Quixel Mega Scan. So here I'm gonna sign in. Once you sign in, it's basically instant. So you just need to sign in once and then it will recognize you and all the sign in password and log in. So here I'm gonna choose blank. I want to choose this. I've used this before and I kind of like it. And I'm gonna make this lighter if I'm able to. But this is already dark. I want it to be lighter, so maybe the reflectiveness. This is already maxed there, so let's look for something different. But I'm sure I wanted blank as well. Yeah, that's the only one that I like. Oh well, we could change that later on. But for now, I want to choose that. And then now, some I want to see some paint or no, I want to see some stone. Let's look for stone, and I want to use this, or maybe this one. So depending on, we could scale this up a little bit and reflectiveness. So we have wood here, and then here, this is an extrusion. We could change this one as well. Let me see if this one is, yeah. So I want this to be white, and for this mullion, I think I want it to be kind of grayish. So let's look for different materials that we could use. So for this one, I want to see, maybe I could just use something like this. And then let's change to a little bit grayish color. And this one, I want this one to be concrete. So let's look for concrete. So painted concrete. I want to use this for this one. Okay. and this one as well. And then here we could change this to something like this, or concrete block. Let me see that. This one looks nice as well. So we could change this. So let's try this first. Oh, this one's nice as well. We could actually use that for this, but for now, yeah, this one's nice. So now we could, I know this one is aluminum, and maybe we could just make this one a little bit grayish, like that. So not black. I'm so used to using black. And then now I'm gonna use two-sided for the uh this one for the glass. And then for the door we could change this one. This one's cherry colored. So now we're gonna change this to a wood. Maybe we could just use a veneer wood, ash, or we could just change this. Yeah, kind of dark, but nice. I'm gonna pick this, and this one's aluminum. I'm gonna leave it like that. That one looks nice as well. I know we don't have here anything here, but we could just add in something quickly. Like you could go to object, home, and then living room, and then here you can see that there's like this one that you could pick, that it's already staged. So it's quickly you can at least showcase what's inside of the house. So maybe I'll just leave it like that, even though you're not gonna be, it won't be visible. I'm gonna put in curtains on some of this, so, and mostly I'm gonna focus on the exterior, like anything else that I do. So I feel like something is missing here. Maybe I could put in a lighter wood in between. Um, and then again, we need to go back to Revit to do that. Just an extrusion on, or maybe I could split this and paint it differently so we could see different colors. But maybe that's too much change on this. So now this one should be lighter because of the contrast. Maybe I could just make this lighter, but this is already light. Anyway, um, we have the concrete right here. This is concrete precast. Let's change this for now. Go to materials and then ground. There's some man-made concrete right here. We could use this instead or a lighter one. I'm gonna use this one here and then scale it up like that. And then here, let's see a lighter. Oh, this is not light. Concrete road. Yeah, this one's okay. Scale it up a little bit. And then now we need to add in some grass. But before we do that, you will need to save. So I save this and then now click on this. So the grass part, and then this will be the floor 3. We will need to isolate this. So once you isolate, as you can see, we have only the grass portion of the floor. Go back, click on, so it froze a little bit, so give me a second. So now just click this, context, vegetation paint, and after that, go to grass. I like this grass, so I'll use this. And then after that, you can choose your diameter. I'll just use 3.3, and then I'm gonna click this. But before that, I'm gonna click the long grass number 3, and so that I could increase the density. After that, you will need to click this back so that this will be grayed out and you could um, start painting, and you can change the diameter again. Oh, sorry, this one is not the one that I want. So I'm gonna undo it. I'm gonna use the other one. I think it's number 2 or 1. So I'm gonna try this one. Density, 35. Click it back and then click vegetation. Yeah, this one. Oh, so here I just want to add, and let's see how it looks like. So now click this back, press escape, click the floor again, and right click on this, and then turn off ISO. Oh, some of the part I didn't do, and it's too big, so I'm just gonna undo it. I'm gonna change this. I don't feel like this is the right for this area. I think let's try the lawn, and then click on this density 35 or higher. Click this back. Maybe this is too small, but I think this is perfect now. Just the lawn. But I'm gonna make this, I'm gonna add more. Especially on this one because this is where we're gonna see it, or where I'm gonna set up the view. But still we need to add it. I'm gonna increase this so that okay, so once you're done, press escape, and I wanna look at, so there's still some patches. I wanna fix that. Okay, so let me see it again. Click on the floor and then take off isolate. And then here we just need to click on the grass, and we could click on erased, and we could just clean up a little bit on the side, but not too much because you don't want to erase something. So you can even type here 1. Okay, so 1. So it's just the computer is so loud right now because of the grass, but that's how you do it. So it's still too small that it doesn't really get summit. Once I do, it takes off a chunk. So I'm gonna undo that. So it's really like that now. I know it's just over, and then it goes over some of the walkway here. So what I can do is I could go to, so I could just clean it up later on. But now that we have the grass, what you could do is you could add in some side or Quixel Megascan 3D assets, like especially the street walk, and then we could add in some curb, especially here we could add in the curb. I usually use this, and I could put it on the side here. So to add more, it gives more realism and change of materials. So here I'm just gonna add it here, and then after that I could pull this up a little, or even I could scale this. So use your tab and then scale it up like that. After that, click on tab again and go to this corner and then hold on shift, and then now we could add more. So this one is around 0.9 or 0.8, and then let's put in maybe 12 of this, and then hold on shift so that we could select that. And I'm planning to extend this more because of um, the height of the building or the house. So I want it around here. So we could go back to Revit so that I could show that to you. And then now, because all of this still selected, I'm gonna hold on shift and I'm gonna put it on the other side like that. And then here, as you can see, I need to move it a little bit more. So don't press escape yet. And then I'm sure here I need to delete something for the walkway. So I'm going to delete this and that will be good. So now let's quickly go back to Revit and then let's extend this quickly. So I'm here at level 1 and then edit boundary, and then we just need to extend this around 6,000 will be good, and then align AL, align this, and then click finish, use align, click this, and then click this. So that's the wall. And then now we need to edit this boundary, and then AL again, we need to click this and then this. So quickly you can change this. After that, escape. After that, I want to put something here, maybe later on. Make sure when you're sending this back again, that you're in 3D mode or 3D view, and then see in Twinmotion again. And then as you can see, it extended. So I could basically do this part. I might delete this area. So we don't need this later on. So I'm gonna save this. So I'm gonna replace this. So just a quick note, as you can see, it deleted the grass that we added. It's because I forgot to save it first before I went to Revit again and to do some changes. So you just need to keep on saving it. Make sure to keep on saving it so that you don't lose anything. And then here, maybe we could just extend this one. So I'm gonna use this and extend maybe two. Hold on shift. I remember we put point 0.8 and then add two more. And that will be good enough. So here, I'm gonna change this blank. And then here, let's change the orientation. So I'm gonna use the material picker, and you could go to scale and then rotate it 90. You can type it here, and then now we're good with this. Something like that. I want to change this, although I like this, but I want to change this to concrete, the one that I used before in Twinmotion. So I always use this, so I like this one. So it's not overpowering, but I'll probably gonna use that materials in the future. So I'm gonna use this and make this one grayish more. And then for here, maybe stone. If you notice, this is my favorite stone. So maybe we could use this instead. So now it's good. I want to change this now because of this one's darker. Something brownish, so maybe this one will be good. So let's go back to the Quixel Megascan surface. and then stone. Maybe this one. This one's good, although it's light, but this one's good. This one's perfect. Verde Olivo Granite. Let me see if I could change this color. No, go back to the grayish one. I think that's perfect. So I'm gonna save this, and I want to change the or do a paint on this one so that I could use the same one here. I don't want that there's white on the inner frame of this wall. So I'm just saving it now, and then let's go back to Twinmotion. Oh, sorry, Revit, and then here go to modify and then click on paint. We're just gonna assign very random. So even the earth we could use. So this textile, I'm gonna use this textile, and then so even though I use this, even though I click the face, don't worry about it because it will be the same one after we've done here. Okay, so now I want to make sure that it's saved, and then close this and send it back to Twinmotion. And then now we could just use this picker, material picker, and change this now there. But because of that, we can see that this is different. So I'm gonna go back to here and change this all together so that everything will be on the same scale. So go to modify and the textile again so that this face will be all the same. And then go back and see in Twinmotion. So now we just need to drop this and everything is in the same scale, and you can change the scaling for that. And then now from the inside will be the same, but here it's all white, so that's good because it's better to have a whiter inside than than this. So that's good. And then here I have some user library, and I could add in some spotlight. No, not the street decal. We have lights, and then So this one, pot light. We could add pot lights here. We just need to rotate this. (180 degrees), and then now it's there. Okay, so now it's in the right. I'm gonna start here so that I could put it there, and then hold on shift. I'm gonna add 3 here, and then so I'm gonna put 2 so that we could have 3 on this spot. But actually I'm gonna move this one a little bit more. So I'm gonna use this because this is the last one that was created. So now we could move it all together. Don't just click it there because it will be, you will be selecting not everything. So I'm gonna undo this, hold on shift. I'm gonna add 1 here and maybe 1 more. I think that's good enough. There will be 2 there. And I noticed something. I'm gonna use this and the mullion right here. Oh, so I forgot to add the mullion there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back. So save this again. So I just noticed that there's no mullion here. So we just need to go back to Revit, and then click architecture, mullion, all lines, all grid lines, and then after that zoom out or rotate, and then we could add it here. And then after that, make sure that the saving part is done. So that's done. Now we could send it, and as you can see, it recognizes it. And then now let's add in more pot light. I'm gonna use 1, 2, 3. So depending on the way you added it, so we could add it at the top. So I'm gonna use this. Click this and this one. So use your shift, and then let's add it at the top here. So it's the same one anyway. So I'm gonna hold shift and pull it up like that. Pull it out more. Okay, so that's good. And then now the trick is going on the other side. So I'm gonna hold shift again and move it on the other side, but I want to make sure that I won't press escape yet, because once you press escape, it will be harder for you to, or it's not hard, but you will need to keep on um, selecting it again. So I'm just gonna put it there a little bit from the inside because this is a crooked design. But what I'm gonna do is, this one's perfect on that location, but now the one at the right side will be added, or will be moved. So I'm gonna move this one on this side a little bit and move it backward. So now because of that, I will use this as my guide now. And of course, I want everything to be aligned. But before that, I want to double check the height, and the height is not good. I'll double check this. So this one will be just a little bit. So that's good. This one, now I need to add, hold shift, maybe in the center here, and then right here. Or I could add two of here so that it looks nicer in between here. And then now I just need to select and then hold shift before I pull it down. And then now this one, I need to put it in the middle, like that. Then I want to put spotlights here as well. So I'm gonna hold shift and add spotlights right here. Might as well add more. This one and this one. And then this one, I'm gonna move it a little bit here. And then I'm gonna add one more. So I'm selecting this and I'm gonna add one more so that I could have something here. So when it bounces, it's nicer. So this is the view that I want to capture. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add in some plants, trees on this. So here I'm gonna click the trees, and maybe I could use the palm I believe it's under here. So this one will be good. And king palm. I'll use the king palm instead. So mostly I will add it on this one. And then here we could add in some bushes and some flowers so that we could design this. So here I'm gonna start probably here and then hold shift and then keep on adding. Maybe this spacing will be good. So maybe I'm gonna press in 4. After that, I'm gonna select this as well, holding shift. Sorry, holding control. Supposed to be control. And then hold shift again and put it on the other side. So for now, think I put it too much, so I'm gonna add it or move it backwards like this. I want to make sure that I have a good view like this. And then maybe we could add in a different tree at the back or on this side so that, or let's add in just the same one, but we're gonna space it out because that view we need it. So something like that. This one's perfect because it's just showing the side of there. But this one I want it to be more. Um, and then I'm gonna go back to here, the settings, and then for location and then the background, I want it to be none. So it will look like this. And then the view will be there. I'm gonna add in some plants here. So maybe a smaller one. We can always scale it, but I want it to be smaller. Or maybe some flowers only. And I actually forgot to add in something here. So I might use grass. So I'm gonna save this. Yeah, I'm gonna use grass and I'm gonna delete this part as well. So now that this one's saving, I could go back to Revit and then here I can zoom in and click on this. I'm gonna edit this type or edit boundary and make sure you're in level 1 so that you can see it better. So I'm gonna delete this and then use this backline like that, or delete that and use trim and just extend this and this one. Now in this part I'm going to delete this. No, actually no, I'm gonna leave it like this. One is the one that I'm gonna delete. And here I'm gonna extend it using the arrow key. And then after that, click finish, save, and go back to, no, we're not yet done. Actually, we need now to change this. Edit boundary. I'm gonna delete this portion. The reason for that, I'm gonna change this one. So I'm gonna delete this. And then now I'm going to align this. So click finish. And then now I'm gonna select, or I'm gonna duplicate this, but changing a different material. I'm gonna use copper. I don't know if I used some of them already. So here I'm just going to add, so floor, and then use rectangle. Click finish. So now that's done. We can now change this to height offset. We can change this to maybe 50, because once we add um, the grass, this won't disappear, so it's still visible from our view. So now that this is done, save this first before you send it. So Twinmotion, make sure that this is saved, and then now everything is good. Now we just need to change this to a different concrete material. So material, concrete, or we can go to ground, man-made, concrete number 2. So something like that. So we have this one, and then we have the other one. This one's asphalt now, so this one's concrete number 2. So now, couple of things that I want to add is have some libraries. So exterior light number 3, I'm gonna add it right here. I don't know where I put it, so I'm gonna zoom in. So it needs to be like this. I could just delete this one and select this one like that. So this one is 90 degrees only. And move it like that. Okay. And then I'm gonna pull it down a little. And then the reason I'm gonna add this, so that I could add in some lights. So this one is around 2.5. And then let's add in all the way there. So I'm just estimating it, so to be around 8 maybe. Is that enough? Yeah, 8 will be enough. But it's too much actually, but we can move this one down. So let's add this one by using control. I'm gonna add it around 5. I think too much. So 5 meters, and then Let's make this one 5. Yeah, that's good enough. And then let's add this by holding control and hold on shift and then add it on the other side. But before we do that again, we need to rotate it 180, and then after that hold on there and like that. So before you press escape, make sure that this is connected to the wall. So as you can see, there's like a bounce there of shadow, so that's important. So press escape. We can add one here as well. So let's just add one. So now we can add it here. And then go back and select it so that you can see the angle. Or for this one, let's delete this and I'm gonna use my exterior light number. So this is exterior light, and I want to double check how this is. So it needs to be 180 degree, and I'm gonna put it like that. And gently add it back here. Okay. Feel like something missing here. Maybe I could extend something like an extrusion, because yeah, I could add in an extrusion like this, an L-shaped extrusion right here, similar to this, and I could put in that would be nice, I think. So something like that will be good. But before I do that, that will be easy, by the way. You just need extrusion, and then what you do is you just set the plane here and then go to, I believe this is west or east from Revit, and then create an L shape or a 90 degree and something like this, 90 degree, and that will be good. So because we already extended so much, so I'll just do that on offline. And as you know, I'm gonna add the grass as well. And here we could add a car. So object, forgot where it is. So here, vehicle, cars, and let's add in this car. So we could add it on the carport. And in terms of light, I'm just gonna show you. So what I'm planning to do is I'm gonna create, or I'm gonna go to lights, and I'm gonna use this spotlight, something like that. So I'm gonna add it on all of them, and then the intensity I'm gonna lower it down, not too much, so around maybe 50. So 50 lumen, or so I'll be doing that on all of this. So I'm not gonna bore you with those. Even probably here, I'm gonna add in a spotlight, or maybe something here. So make sure that this is all on the same. So this will be the time consuming part, adding this one, especially on the right position. So I'm just gonna show you that, and then make sure that to put it around 50 will be good, I believe, or me even less on that. So the effect will be good. I'm gonna set the time to be around like this, maybe a little bit dark, something like this. And also go back to setting, camera, visual effect, color gradient. This one you will need to play around. So blue light. So blue light is really nice. So as you can see, and then you will need to play around with contrast saturation and even the lights. Of course, always turn on parallelism. So that's very important. And then here I'm just gonna add in probably some flowers, and I'm gonna put some light on that. So especially here we have lights. So I wanted to be focused on that, and then here as well. So that will be nice on this area. Of course, this light, I'm gonna put something there. Maybe not a spotlight, but something small, something here like a beam. So that's how I'm gonna do this rendering, and then I'll see you on the next video or series. Thank you for watching, and I hope you liked the video. Please hit like and subscribe. Feel free to comment down below.